is Chloe Demir of Save the Victory Roll. How's everybody doing? Amazing, I hope. It is another video from the older than average YouTuber here on the YouTube. It is a little bit late, but it's still that time of month to do my collab with makeup therapy. So if you want to see the look we create, the palettes we use, you're in the right place. And you know what you need to do? You need to keep on watching. Well, it's been definitely a hot minute. We ended up missing the March upload because my name twin and I were both very busy, and then I also managed to catch the COVID. So March was out, and then April I've been a little bit busy to start, so this video is a few days late. So for our video, we are playing with Delicious Delights by Cosmic Beauty because it's spring, finally. So we thought we were going to do a spring look. At least I'm going to, so we're going to have to see what my name twin does. So again, we're going to be using the Cosmic Brushes Delicious Delights. So before I show you the next palette, we're going to go on here. So there we go. As you can tell, this is very Passover, Easter, spring, even summer friendly. So we're pairing this with, I know you've seen it a few times on this channel, but I'm kind of obsessed with this little palette. It's the PLousise If Looks Could Chill. Okay, a little palette, maybe the wrong word, but it's got these beautiful blues and some turquoise, and I thought that would go really well with the Delicious Delights. So I'm contemplating maybe using the mattes from here and then the beautiful shimmers from here, or we're going to do a mix, because as always, I'm never quite prepared. But I'm wearing a blue skirt today, though, because even though I'm eyeing that, I think we're going to play with blues today. So I think that is how I'm gonna roll today. Let's go with that. Let's put this little case here. So we're gonna be playing with our PLousise primer. We're gonna do a summer look. If we I have an appointment this morning, so if I have time, I will also do my base. If I don't have time, then I will go off camera and do my base. But it's always the eyeshadow that everybody's here for anyways. So I'm priming my eyes with the PLousise Rumor 2. Yes, I'm still on this one. I generally wear makeup when I go to the office once a week, and then when I go to my weekly appointments on Saturday mornings to temple, then I will have a little makeup on. So I'm not going fast things like eye primers is fast, but we're getting there. As you can see, it's pretty thin. So it'll be almost time to either go, I think, to my Kaleidos one that I have. I may also have a Juvia's Place as well to use. So there we go. We are primed and ready. So let's do a fun look. So I think that's going to be my plan. I think for the Delicious Delights, we're going to use these two shimmery shades here, and then I'm going to take my base from the PLousise palette. I may come back for the lighter blue as well, but I do want a darker one on the outside, so I think the If Looks Could Chill could work for that. I'm going to keep to the top part because this one is the one that has more blues, where the bottom has some more turquoise and stuff in there. So I think we're going to go with this. Should I go with this shade? I'm feeling like those would be the same shades I used last time. You know what? I lied. We are going to go with the bottom tray. So I think we're going to go with this shade here. I don't have my glasses on, so this is going to be the shade that is called Ready, Set, Snow. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go use a Ready, Set, Snow, and we're going to use that one as the shade on the outer edge of our eyeballs. Let's see. I think I've used the top part of the palette definitely way more. And then I want to do, ooh, that is a really pretty color. So I'm going to do a nice rounded look. I have been digging those If I want a winged out look, then I use a liner instead of eyeshadow these days. I'm going to try and make this springy. So the only darker shade we're going to use is the one on the outside here, because I do like the balance of dark to light. So how is everybody doing today? My poor Wilma is in the hospital. She got ill, so but she is on the mend and hopefully can be home shortly. Yeah, being sick sucks. COVID wasn't fun. When a friend thought she was better and she wasn't. She wasn't sneezing, or she seemed to be like she wasn't sneezing, not cold, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. We went and spent the day together. We had coffee, did a little shopping, and then she woke up the next day feeling like a garbage. But I was feeling fine, and then all of a sudden on the Tuesday, I was super sick, and then she got herself tested on Wednesday and had the big C. So that, so the chances are of me having it. So it took me till 2026 for that to happen. And I can see why people hated it. It was awful. It's definitely not like a normal flu where, you're going through 3 boxes of Kleenex. But like the body pain and the headaches and the nausea. Oh, awful. And the cough, yeah, it was terrible. I did not enjoy that whatsoever. Well, I can relate. Being sick is terrible. Alrighty, so yeah, isn't that really pretty? Isn't that a really pretty shade? I really like that. And then I think for the bottom lash line, let's just do that already. I think I might go one more lighter, and then we're gonna go to, I think this one's called a Chill Out. Yeah, so we're going to put on the bottom, we're going to put Chill Out. So that's the shade we're going to do on our bottom lash line. Just using random brushes that I have in my jar here. They're going to need to be cleaned probably on Monday. I took an extra day off on Monday. It's funny, my office sometimes takes the Monday off on the Easter long weekend, and then sometimes they don't. So our one side of the company took the day off and the other side didn't, but I have so much vacation time that I just never seem to be able to use. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to take one of those days and make myself a long weekend. Especially with my job, it's usually starting about the 5th of the month where things start to really wrap up. So when I come back, it'll be super busy. It's been a little bit quiet for the last few days. It's usually 3 or 4 days where I have quiet in the month, and then it goes back to chaos. So I thought this is the perfect time to take an additional day off and then jump back into the fray afterwards. Alrighty, so those are the 2 shades we're using from the PLousise palette. And again, they were Ready Set Snow and a Chill Out. And I'm just going to go pop this back in, and then we're going to go into our Delicious Delights. And then we are going to go next up with the shade that is called Slushy. So that's this shade here. So they're going to go from Slushy into Ice Pop. So we're going to use Slushy, then Ice Pop, and then we're going to do some lovely shimmers here. So let's go take in a little brush here and go into a Slushy, just to do a little bit of a transition in the center here. Oh no, there we go. Now I can see that it's a little bit lighter. So you have that nice transition from a darker shade to a medium shade, and then into that nice bright shade. This kind of periwinkle shade is really pretty too. Yeah, I've been really good. Except for, because I'm not spending money at Sephora anymore. I'm almost out of my Sephora concealer. So I picked a couple new ones to try at the drugstore. I believe one is a CoverGirl and one is an e.l.f. one that I'm going to try to see if I can find a replacement for, but other than that, I have bought a zero makeup since last year. Oh no, I did buy so there's one store in the whole city or in the cities near to me that sells About Face, and panning one of their blushes, orange blushes. So I went and I got myself the same type of blush, but in one shade darker because the other one's almost empty. So, okay, so I bought one blush and 2 concealers since last year. So I'm doing really well at using my own stuff. I did have to, I've been starting to use all my palettes and going through ones I haven't used in a while. And I don't know if everybody remembers the, oh, this is really pretty, the Melt issue where Melt was having trouble with their palettes going moldy. And I've had no issues with that until I went to use my, is there a smoke show or yeah, it was, I think it was the smoke show. And yeah, there were white specks starting to show up. So I actually had to throw out one palette. But granted, I've had it for years. But other than that, I've been happily using stuff that I already own and I already love. I haven't really been filming. I just don't have the time for that anymore. But I do love doing my collab. So I'm going to try and keep up with that. Like I said, March just ended up getting away from both of us. So I think that is really nice. And I'm going to take, again, a little bit more of Ice Pop. And I'm going to put that along the bottom here. Lighten that a bit. And I didn't drag that dark blue all the way to the corner, almost, but not quite. So yeah. I'm really liking blues. I think I was always scared of blues because like a girl that I used to know when I was in grade 8, she would do the, you know, from lash to all the way up to the top, this one bright blue shade, which was kind of like an 80s things to do. But everybody always made fun of her. But she loved it, and I think that's cool. She always beat to her own drummer, which I always appreciate. So I was always really nervous with blues, but I've been kind of really getting into the blues. All right, so we've got 2 different shimmers here. We've got this one here that's called a Delicious. So this is the lighter one. So it is like a white, but it has like tinges of almost like blue and pink in it. So that one is called, yeah, Delicious. And then we've got the one called a Sugar Plum. So this is the darker one. And I think these are the 2 we're going to use. So we're going to use Delicious in the inner corner. And then I just don't want too much on my hand here. And then this one is kind of like a purple, but then depending on how it goes, see, it goes from blue to purple. So I think maybe a touch of that would look really, really nice. Okay. So for the inner corner, I'm going to put my little brush here the other day. Where'd it go? Uh-oh, I must have put it in another jar. Okay, well, we'll just use this little flat brush. We're going to go into Delicious. And then we're just going to do this nicely in our inner corner. So we can get a little bit of shine in there. A little spotlight of bright. There we go. Yeah, that's really pretty. Okay, we're back. So first we're going to use a little bit of the PLousise Play It Cool primer. I was gifted this from a friend who's not into primers or PLousise skincare, but it came in one of the boxes, so I'm the proud inheritor. Thank you, Martha. And this one does have a little bit of a cooling feeling, but nothing insane. It's kind of like a gel formula. I really do like the PLousise skincare primers and spray. Oh, I guess I used I forgot my Beauty Bean setting spray, but we'll use the one, my emergency one that I have here for eyeshadows on my face. That should do. Okay, so we've got our little bit of primer on. So while that is setting, we're going to put on a little concealer. And again, I don't support Sephora anymore, but I did. If you do like them and you still shop with them, the Best Skin Ever Full Coverage Multi-Use Concealer is really, really good. I'm sad that I can't get this anymore, but like I said, I've got a couple that I'm going to try. This one is almost empty. We are starting to run out. Yeah, it's been really, really good. I really liked it. I used to have a medium coverage one, which I really, really liked. And then they stopped doing it and they made a light one and this heavier cover one. And I really enjoyed the light one as well. It was a little bit dewy. I wasn't sure how much I would like this full coverage one, but I ended up really liking this one. Maybe even the best out of the three. So again, if they still make this one, because they seem to change their concealer like they change their underwear, I highly recommend that one. So I usually kind of wait a sec to let it settle a little bit. So while it's doing that, I'm just going to brush my brows. Yesterday I put in a little color in my brows, but I think today I'm just going to gel them in place. I've been using this one from Juvia's Place. It is their Sculpt and Shade Brow Gel. This one is just a clear one. There is no color. So and it holds pretty well. Yeah, so sometimes I really like doing, you know, really nice colored in brows, and other times I just like to have them gelled like so. And then for foundation today, we are going to be using the Ordinary. This is in the 1.1N, so it's more their neutral. Their pink one works, their 1.1 pinkish shade works well for me as well. You can see that I can use neutral and the pink, no problem. I think I like the neutral one just a little bit better. My skin has been, I guess, with good skincare and age, it gets a little bit less red. So I think that's why the neutral has been working a little bit before, but usually the pink one just blends in nicely with some of the more pink in my skin. But yes, I've been really liking this concealer. It really does the job. It's not too cakey. I mean, granted, I don't really use concealer under my eyes because I'm trying not to have any crinkle, but on the rest of the face, as you can see, this one spreads out really nice and blends in really well and doesn't seem to look like it gets dry or cakey. But I do find letting it sit for 30 seconds to a minute, sometimes longer if I'm still doing some stuff on my eyes or whatever, I will pop it on there and let it sit longer, and it doesn't do anything weird. And then we'll use a little bit of the Ordinary. How am I on time? I'm good. Oops. I keep forgetting this one has a pump. My other one that I use doesn't. So I'm just having the dropsies today. And just a little bit like so. Sometimes I add a little bit more. Sometimes I don't. It just depends on how my skin is doing. But yeah, the skincare, my friend gifted me because she got from somebody 2 bottles of a retinol, really stupid, expensive retinol that I would never pay for. But she was gifted to them from somebody because they were just getting to expiring. So they were like, I don't know, like a month away from expiring. So it just usually means that the retinol might be a little less at its strength. I used to work in kind of like a health supplements, and then sometimes when things were getting near to their expiry date, we could retest all the products, and if they were luckily like within, I think 98% and 100%, you could extend your date by 6 months and resell. So sometimes things will last a little bit longer than the suggested thing, and I think it's really helped even more on my skin. But like, I'm not paying $200 for a retinol. So I've been kind of eking it out a little bit. But I do have some other ones, like I use the Indeed Labs ones for on my eyes. So I did go and buy, for when my other one runs out, I think Indeed, or maybe it was I think it was the Ordinary, a retinol. So I'm going to use that. So see, just that little bit just evened everything out. Stretched out the concealer, so there we go. You see? Yeah, I think it makes we have a nice skin look, just evened out. That's more what I wanted to. I do get a teeny bit red, but not as much. And then, you know, like age spots and stuff. So it does seem to even out my skin a little bit when I use this concealer with pretty much any foundation. So far, I haven't found a foundation that does not work with, but I just remembered that this one was in my pan pile, and there's only a little bit left in there. So I thought, you know, better get onto that, because I've been using my LYS that I had opened a lot. So, but there we go. So this was the Fenty Lavender. This is my second favorite after the Nakia Joy. So yeah, this is the Lavender 01. I do like this one a lot. So I go between the two because I've had this one for about, I guess, a year or so. but we're getting near the end. It's like, you can see it's like on the bottom row. So I do like it, and it smells really nice. Not as nice as the Nakia Joy. The Nakia Joy one needs to be like a perfume. So there we go. So now for blush, I've been really liking these PLousise ones. I have several, I think 2, maybe 3, maybe I have 3. But I've really been liking this pinky one. I've been obsessed with orange blushes forever, but I really quite like this pink one. They usually have this foamy top on there, but like, you know, like a lot of other people, and though you can get replacements for them, it's kind of, I always think that you kind of get germy, but they easily pop off. So then you can just grab a little bit there, stick it on your hand or directly onto your sponge, whatever you like, and then you can get a little bit there. And then all you do is match up where the little holes are, and then you can pop that back in. It's normally easier than this. I don't know why all of a sudden it's a drama here. Hold on, give me a second. I also don't have my glasses on, so that'll do a big, so I'm all like, it's so easy to put it back on. And the minute I try to show somebody, it's like, no, denied. Okay, that's strange. Normally I have, oh, there we go. Usually I have no problem getting these on. Anyways, and then I can just stick it back in there. And then I like applying with a sponge to start. And then if I need to, I will use a brush if I need to do any more. But this one is a nice soft pink. And then if you put it on with a sponge, it diffuses nicely. So if you don't want tons of color, which I don't want today, I just want a little bit to, just a little bit to look bright and healthy. I could have took a little bit more, but I have bright lights on, so you can see it a little bit more pink in person. So there we go, we have ourselves a little bit of blush. And then I was also gifted, these I believe had come in some ice cream boxes. So I got their, I got 2 things by this. This is Truffle Cosmetics. I got a lip gloss that smells so delicious. It's in my purse. And then this highlighter. And does it have a color on the package? So this just says Liquid Glow Liquid Luminizer, but I've been using it as a, whatchamacallit, as a highlighter, and it's really pretty. It's got like the thickest, then I take my little highlighter brush and then I just stick it in there, and it's this nice light pinkish shade, and then it just mixes so nice and gives like a natural glow. I've been using it for the last couple times I put on makeup, and then like yesterday my skin was looking beautiful all day. It is very light, so you usually have to do 2 blobs, but it just blends in really pretty, but just gives you, if you want to look like how my skin's looking right now, if you just want to have it glowy, it's really nice. So I don't know too much about this brand. I've been wanting to check them out. So like I said, I got this, and then I got their very, very delicious, not too sticky lip gloss, and it just smells like you want to eat it. It's very fruity and beautiful. But there you go. So alrighty, so we have our base on. We have a little bit of highlighter, a little bit of blush. We've done our brows. So now let's finish off our eyeballs. We can give ourselves a bit of a spray. This came in a contest bag or something. This is the Maybelline Lasting Fix. I usually don't use Maybelline because I don't think they're cruelty free, but it was in a thing that I won. It's a small bottle, so I thought I would try it, and it's my case of emergency, so it's been lasting forever. So I usually just keep it in my desk drawer here. So if I forget to bring one for my face or forget one for eyeshadow, we're ready to roll. Okay, so next up, we're going to do our eyeliner, and we are going to do our mascara. How are we for time? Oh, getting close, but we're doing okay. So this is, of course, the Lash Princess by Essence. And then we're using from Weaselwear, we're going to use their eyeliner. So it has like a felt tip on one end, and then this one has a little bat on the other. If I wanted to do a spooky bat, not today. So I'm going to use my little Prados mirror that I've been using. It lights up. And let's put on a little eyeliner so we can finish our look here. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. What did I do there? Ah, silly. All right, we can fix that in a second. Let's just finish our little, I've just been doing like a little wing the last little while. I said I like a little definition along my lash line. Like I said, just a little bit on the ends to give a little bit of a lift, and then a little bit towards the lashes to make it look like I have a few more lashes. And then we are done. And we'll pop on a little bit of our Lash Princess. So hopefully by the next time I film a video, I have some new cats. I'm adopting some cats from a friend who is moving away. And they also have a dog, which the one cat I don't think is overtly fond of. And I had always said that, you know, if that one that doesn't like the doggo, you know, if you want to give her a different home, I'd be happy to take her. But since they were moving, he's like, do you want a sister too? You know, it'd be better to keep them together. And I said, absolutely. So I'm quite excited. So hopefully next week. So there we go. I cannot wait to see what Manuela does, makeup therapy. So there we go. I'm just doing as I always do, just a simple look. And then for lips today, we are going to do, this is from Odin's Eye. I don't know if they make these anymore. This is a Little Jasmine, a 102. Hopefully it's still good. Yes. Oh, their lip products smell so good. They smell like candy. And then it's like a gloss liquid lip. Like it's got a little bit of the stick of the gloss, but it's got nice color, more color payoff than I find most glosses have, and it lasts longer than most other glosses. So I do like these. It's another brand that I used to buy from all the time, but oh, so many brands, so little time. But there we go. There is our spring look. My collab with makeup therapy using the Cosmic Beauty Delicious Delights, and of course my obsession, the If Looks Good Chill from PLousise. And here we go. I think I'm ready for my day. Don't forget to check out my gal's channel, and her video, I hope, should be up, and we will talk to you soon. So as always, behave, make good choices, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.